Welcome back to HDTechLogic. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to animate in Blender. Let's get started. Right, so here I am in Blender, and as you can see, I've got a very basic scene. It's just a snowman, a snowball, a couple of trees, a shed, and a rocket. What we're going to be doing in today's video is making the snowball go at the snowman's head, and the snowman's head will fall off. So, first of all, we've got to figure out the keyframing side of things. So let's get to what we're going to be animating first, and that is the snowball. So let's zoom in and select the snowball. Now that we've got it, we press I on our keyboard and we click location, rotation and scale. As you can see, that's made a keyframe on the timeline, and that means that at that point in time it will be in that position. So let's now go to the point where it's going to hit the head. So we're going to go forward. I think about 20 frames, that's good. So I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this across into the head. Then I'm going to press I again and click that. Now if I bring this back, you'll see that it goes from point A to point B within the time frame that I've allotted it. Now we can make it so that it will bounce off, so like that, and then it'll be there, which is behind the trees now. Maybe we can make it go down a bit, because it'll be falling by that point. I, location, rotation, scale. Go forward a bit more. Bring it forward a bit more. Down a bit more. I, location, rotation, scale. And then go forward a bit more. And we can do that a bit more as well. Apply the same thing. And once we finally hit the floor, we can stop it. It should look something like this now. Now, hold on, that's quite a smooth transition down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move the keyframe. So we're going to start at 0. And basically, we're just going to move this along a bit. I'm going to change it to every 5 frames instead. Now it'll be much quicker, as you can see. That's a lot more realistic. What we'll do also is I will select all of these by pressing and holding shift and just bringing them over a small bit so that first throw is a bit faster. Now as you can see, it's gone right through the head, and that's not how physics work. We're going to make the head fall off. First of all, what I'm going to do though, impact point is at 15 frames. So at that point I'm going to select the cone. We're going to stay at 15 frames, and I'm going to click I and make sure that that's set straight away. Now that needs to start falling down. I'm going to bring it across, down a bit, and if I press R on my keyboard I can also rotate it. I can click I and apply the same thing. Then I'm going to go forward a bit more, go down a bit more, I, before I do that, rotate a bit, I, same effect, here, go across a bit more, down a bit more, R, rotate, I, apply, and then finally R and apply. Now the cone should do something like this. Now, the snowman's head also has to do something. So impact point is of course 15 frames. At that point we'll keyframe the snowman's head, stay in that position, and then about now it needs to start going backwards a bit. So bring it down a bit, rotate it a bit, and make that a keyframe. Now I'll do the same in a second. Snowball's gone a bit further. I'll do the same. Rotate it a bit further. Note that it's a sphere, so it won't actually rotate anything, but visually you'll be able to notice it. And a bit more. Down. Rotate. Apply. And go a bit further. Apply. And we can apply that. So now, what this does is now the snowman's head will fall off as well. Finally, the hat. Let's go back to 15 frames. Now, let's mark it there and go forward a bit. Now there's nothing supporting it, so it's got to go down onto there. Add the keyframe, go forward a bit, make it so it's going to very slightly fall off, if you get what I mean. Like that. Add the next keyframe, go forward a bit more, down, add the next keyframe, down a bit more, add the next keyframe, and you can just kind of do this, rotate and hit the floor, apply. Now what that will do is this. Now, that's pretty much it. We've made the snowman's head fall off by the snowball hitting it. From another angle. Not bad. Now, as a little extra, I'm also going to make it so that the rocket flies up, around and in the snowman's body after it's left. So what we're going to do, of course, mark it with the first keyframe. But hold on, we need to make sure to wait for everything as it's done. There we go. Then we mark it with a keyframe. Go forward a bit. Up. Go a bit to the X. Rotate it a bit. Like so. Add another keyframe. By that point it needs to have gone over a bit more. Rotate. Add that as a keyframe. Rotate it a bit more. Add that as a keyframe. And finally, bring it a bit closer to it. And then we can apply that. And we'll just get it to go into the snowball, like so. Rotate it. It goes into the snowball and it's crashed. Apply. Now I'll do something like this. You can play around with this a bit more and you can have different environments for your own stuff, but that's the very basics of Blender animation. Key things. Click that when you want to select the object. Remember to go to your point in the timeline where you want it to change. Click I to apply the change and click location, rotation and scale. You should be done. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video.